when I talk about hype products that don't last the test of time. This is what I talk about all the time. While people in this business will come and go, don't back up products, don't do any type of testing in any way whatsoever because they can't back these products up. These are fraudulent products. Now imagine the people who invested in these products thinking at the end of the day that these products were going to be to give them the same thing our products can do. And look at the outcome of it all. When you have a company that's based off attacking a business without basically no reason at all, the outcome of it's not going to be it's not going to go well. Especially if the business is a Christian-owned business, it's definitely not going to go well for you. But your business cannot take off and your hand cannot be blessed. Let me go over here real quick. Bring up Google and bring up the reason why I explain to you why God can't bless these businesses, why these businesses crash and fall. This is Crow's Facebook page. It's down. His page is down. And the reason why his page is down because, as I said before, Fernando committed a ton of crimes. Fernando is under investigation. He has several, we're able to get clearance for several different forms of complaints against him. As I said before you can go out, people think you can just go out and file a complaint against somebody and they'll get arrested. It don't work that way. It doesn't even come close to working that way. Hold on for a minute. And unfortunately, I go through these early morning allergies that bring up mucus and bullcrap to go through. But anyway, as I said before, that you have to go through a process. And in that process you have to go through, they have to make sure there is enough substantial evidence for court. If it's not the case, it would be a witch hunt 24/7 because anyone can just go in and make up a false charge against you, and you would have a herd of police coming to your house to arrest you. They have to show that there's really, really hardcore evidence to begin this process. And one of the biggest problems that Fernando is facing right now is trademark and violation. That's one of the biggest ones he's facing right now, including some of all the stuff that we are dealing with him. But the biggest one is trademark violation. And basically, when they're gathering information, they're looking for everything and anything on this fellow. Now, again, as I said before, doing this to your site is not going to help you because, again, they'll get access to the actual server where your information's on, and they'll just basically take it from there. And people don't understand how people really don't understand how computers and how technology and all that works to begin with. This doesn't do anything for you, nothing. All it does is just block it on your end. The server itself that contains all your data in it right now, that's the one they can get access to. That's when they get a subpoena from the courts to address the company. We need to get access to this person's sensitive data so we can basically get information on them for court. That's it. That doesn't do anything. But as you can see, look at the outcome of it all. The outcome of it all, the guy has lost his business. And this is a fellow who got on YouTube and continued to go out and slander Christian-owned business, and the outcome of it, not good. Go back over here to Google here. To remember where we have it. I think I got it on my phone. My phone automatically brings it up. And it's directly to his website. I got to take the speak thing off. It's driving me nuts. Oh, what are you doing? You got 2 accounts. You can just bounce into the other account with the title. Then the title, my phone on this phone memorizes his web address. That's what it does. Now, I'm not saying this because you mentioned me in the YouTube video, because you always mention me in the YouTube video ranting about something. This is because this is the outcome of what happened to his business, because he ran it into the ground and he was doing things he shouldn't have done on his accounts, which got him in a lot of trouble. Should have made a copy of that thing before I started here. The site's the only one that had it on there. This won't bring it up. I'm trying to remember what it was. Because it won't bring it up. The server's not there. It won't bring it up. The server is completely gone. Completely gone. That's gone. That whatchamacallit's gone now. Pretty much. And Partay site's abandoned. It's an abandoned website. As you said before, Partay had a habit of basically going in and copying everything we do. He was known for that. For copying every label. He is still talking about FLE. We haven't made FLE technology in freaking years. That tells you from the door that his site is completely abandoned. Let me see. It's still there. It's just abandoned. He has not updated. He hasn't done anything on the site. Nothing else. There hasn't been any access on that site in a while. Say about a year or so, a couple of years or so. This is probably going to be incorrect. So this is what I mean by at the end of the day, that you can't escape Google. And the reason why you can't escape Google, because Google has a habit. AI records everything. I mean, literally everything that you do. So even if you said he never had a website, it's virtually impossible because AI would have recorded it. This is what AI does. Now you see right here where it says Crow Cinemax Screen Paint. If they look up his company, it'll literally say his name connected to it. This is what I mean by you can't get away from AI. AI, if you went out and you made this statement that you never had a business, you never had a company, whatever, nope, it'll bring it right up. It'll say Crow's Entertainment Mix LLC, California, YouTube videos. It mentions everything. His first name, last name, all that. This is why you can't get away with this stuff. Jamie Fernando Gonzalez and was subject to claim of being fraud business. A fraud business. I told you that Jamie, I'm not the only one who had an issue with this guy. This guy was scamming and ripping off a lot of people. So right there, it clearly states right here, NAI. We didn't even put anything in. We actually put his name incorrectly. We put it incorrectly because I can't remember the website. But right here, it says right here, search results indicate a few different potential related or underrated entities. Crow Cinemax Mix LLC, California, a YouTuber. Videos suggest the entirety may be connected to Jamie Fernando Gonzalez and was subjected to claims of being a fraud business. Yeah, it was a fraud business. He was ripping off a lot of people. He was basically going in and selling them selling them house paint, and then making claims that the product was real product, and it wasn't. Or you can walk where you want. This doesn't do anything. These videos all go to other places in the day. It doesn't really make a difference at all. But yeah, it says right here. This is what the AI brings up. I'm not the only person who made a complaint against this guy. This guy had multiple complaints filed against him because there were people that were very unhappy with his products due to the fact that his products were fraudulent. Very, very fraudulent. They were not doing what they were supposed to do. Sorry for anyone who has that name connected to their business, boy, because he wrecked the heck out of that freaking name. Wrecked the heck out of it. But yeah, I'm not the only person suing James. James being sued by a bunch of people. There are a bunch of people upset with him because they had tested his paints and found it was nothing more than house paint. I'm not the only person. I think the only thing they haven't found out was what we know about the confession email. Now, if they knew about that, that's a whole nother story right there. Is that confession email? Let me see. Today we're going to be posting on that site our business with Homeland Security and our business with the email of confession. Where do I keep losing you at? There they keep losing it. I know. I mean, I lost it again. Please stop putting this in the drawer of despair, because we never find anything in the drawer of despair. Never find anything in that drawer of despair. I'll figure out where I put it later on. All right, let me see. I'm gonna have to. Can't come out of my video to find it. Can I come out of my video? Where can I get the title for this? Because I've got it in my. All right. So we're able to obtain it. I was able to go on my phone to bring it up because my phone brings it automatically. So basically, this is the formal website here. It's not here anymore. It's gone. It's off the server. So it says based on availability information, the website www.1176screenpaint.com, crows screenpaint.com, is no longer operational and the business has failed. It's right there. It's a failed business. Status of let's see, status. The domain name was put up for sale after the owner failed to pay fees and the site is inactive. Status of domain name was put up for sale after the owner failed to pay fees and site inactive. Right there. Site failed. It's not just fees. Jamie was hit with a couple of complaints on that site. But anyway, it doesn't go away. That doesn't go away, your site. He said moving on to bigger and better things, he could not afford his fees on his site. And his site went under. Another thing, he was doxing on the website. This is stuff that was presented to Wix. Legal department doxed on sites, putting in people's addresses up on there. There were multi complaints about the site because there were problems with the products he were making were fraudulent. Now, we get rid of a site because it's time for us to change over. I was with Vistaprint, and I had their website provider for a very long time, roughly maybe a couple of years. And then I decided that I wanted to change over to something else because Vistaprint didn't have a lot of the perks that Wix had when they first came out. So I changed over from Vistaprint over to Wix. Wix had all this stuff, these programs and stuff. You can do this and do that. I can really increase my business if I go with Wix. That's what I did. So I had to transfer over my domain name to them because I own the domain name. Now, if you stop paying on the domain name is not yours anymore. It goes away. But we don't need the domain name. We don't touch it. We're good. We've got a brand new name, new company, new products, stuff like that. For a company to be successful, you're going to have to constantly bring out new product over and over again and again and again to keep that flow going. And you're going to have to be updated product, new product, stuff like that. The problem that Fernando had, that Fernando didn't have, and also too, Partay didn't have the test of time to really know what they were doing to keep an actual company running. They knew very little. I think Rogers knew a lot about paperwork. He has to. He's intelligent in that part. But Fernando doesn't know much about paperwork and documents. He couldn't do that. He couldn't fill out a proper LLC without committing perjury. So all these individuals talking, him, McAfee, all these people talking about how Fernando's paints were so great and this, that, and the other, didn't realize that every single one of them got scammed. Every single one of them bought a fraudulent product at the end of the day that, number one, would never test the sands of time due to the fact that they didn't have the ability to be able to uphold themselves because these were fraudulent products. They were fakes. And that's why their websites went under. This is why their websites didn't do exactly what they're supposed to do. This is why they never came up with new products. This is why they're constantly over on our site, constantly stealing specification sheets and labels and names and stuff because they wanted to be us so badly and couldn't do it. This is what I mean by at the end of the day, you can't steal God's blessings. God's blessings are for God's people and his people only. You try to touch these blessings, the outcome is actually awful, extremely awful for touching those blessings because they're not for you. That's stealing from God. So there's a problem you're going to have if you decide that you're going to go in and you're going to try to steal Christians' blessings. The outcome of it's not going to be good for you. And this is what happened to these individuals. I'm going to keep these pages here because I want to basically link these up and show them off on the blacklist of the outcome of what happened to these businesses that are on the blacklist. Issues reported, customers reporting receiving faulty, washed out, and dark screen products with allegations that the products sold were merely house paints. Right here, it's written right here. Legal allegations. Owner referred to Jamie has been accused of fraud, misrepresenting the age of the company. Yep, like I said, all this stuff. We're not the only ones who complained about this. Oh, he's got problems on this one. Over its report, he wanted authorities, including immigration, law enforcement, ICE, and police. Oh, man. So there's a lot of stuff. So people, we're not the only ones who had this issue with Jamie. There are people that were reporting him because, again, I got to do a video on this. This is crazy. I had no idea this much stuff was going on. We knew we had stuff over on our end that was going on about him, but there's just so much stuff on here about him. It's not even funny. Let's see. Wow. Let me see. And the website, when you type it in, just doesn't come up at all, period. There's supposed to be a server error that's supposed to come up, and that doesn't even come up either. The site is just not there, period. It's just not there. I'm going to take this right here, copy and paste. So right now, I'm not the only one who actually reported Jamie to ICE. Not the only one. It says right here. It talks about the allegations, fake paints, that basically ICE law enforcement and police. I'm not the only one who's actually made a complaint against this guy. Professional scammer. Right there. Right there. It says it there. On AI, it says it right there. The owner is reported to be wanted by authorities, including immigration and law enforcement, ICE, and police, and is categorized as a professional, categorized as a professional scammer. Right there on AI. Explains exactly who Jamie really is. Told you. I told you. Told you this fellow was fraudulent. Let me see. Let's go with the shop. We're going to go with the shop and see if we can bring up the shop. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for. So I went in and tried to find one of his pages. I went into Crow1176mix.com shop. This is his shop. And as you can see, there's nothing there. This site can't be found. You can test it out for yourself. It just can't be found. He lost the site. He lost the site for a number of things. Not just for just payments. A number of things. This is the real truth about this individual. We get over here to PARTAY AV, which we have in the thumbnail. Partay was another fellow who basically followed behind Jamie. Again, you're challenging your company. Since your site's still up, it still shows your site is fraudulent. So we're still going to be challenging the company in court. They're going to trace the information and the IP address attached to the website, and also to its YouTube channel, Facebook channel, and so forth, other social media sites, to get whereabouts of Partay AV, because Partay AV's website is a complete fraud. It's a scam site. So right here at the bottom, you'll have his premium paints. He has not updated the site. And the reason why I know, because Danny copies everything we do. Every product we make, he makes. If you go here, he still has a product called the Sun Killer. This is supposed to be this. This screen right here that you see right now is supposed to be this product right here. This is the screen we take outside in the sun. This is a screen that's designed to absorb a light and light. This is the technology, SFEG. This is what he was supposed to be claiming he could do the same thing. Do you know how old this is? This is from 2024. That is supposed to be this technology, as he claimed he could do it. Do we get this all the time? We get people who come in who say they do the same thing we do. They'll copy our labels or try to make their own labels. Say, we got the same thing, we can make the same product. You can't make the same product. You know why? Because it's not your blessing. That's why you cannot make the same product. Launches January of 2024. We're in 2026. That's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, that was actually posted to his site. Here, we have another date. Launching November of 2023. Rear projection mixture designed for all forms of projection screens. Now see, when we were developing this product, we were talking about the screens. He never mentions anything about product being absorbed sunlight. There's no testing. There's nothing there. And the reason why there's no testing there, because he can't make the product. He can't figure it out. Because it's not his blessing. But as you can see, failed multiple times. This product was supposed to be launching November of 2023. Nothing there. Nothing there. And it's sold out. Of course it's sold out. Because he can't sell something that he doesn't know how to make. So let's go back over here too. So over here he has Partay's FLE. This is fusion light energy. This is a technology we engineered way back in the garage. And this is a product he also said he was going to be making too. Let's switch over here. We don't even make FLE technology. Our technology is ILEG, which is infusion light energy gain, SFEG, and we have a new one called, I think it's ALD, which is a new one that's coming out. And he's still doing FLE technology? You know how old this is? He hasn't done any updating. So I know this guy. This guy copies everything we do. He hasn't updated this site in 2 years. And we know because we can access information on the server activity on the domain name and see if the site is still active. The site is dead. It's abandoned. It's an abandoned site. So this is supposed to be the big daddy. I told these guys were jokes. The big daddy of projection screens. Even look at this. It's unprofessional. Very unprofessional. Partay's fusion light energy projection screen coating. Partay is always working to bring the best projection screen solutions. Why do you guys have a habit of putting capitals in the middle of sentences? Like, that's just, you don't put capitals in the middle of sentences. I don't understand that. Why do you do that? Solutions available. Our fusion light energy screens are ambient light ready and, you don't even know what he's talking about, and affordable. What do you mean by ambient light ready? You don't even explain exactly absorbing enough light. There's just so much missing. Come in July of 2024. That would be 2 years ago. So what they would do is we would make a product, get ready to put it on the market, and they would come behind us and go, oh, we can make the same product. We can make the same product. We have the same thing, the same ability. Why spend all this money for his product when we can make it for far cheaper? We can do it. And this is the outcome of it all. This is the outcome of getting on camera and bragging about how you can make our products. Look at this. This product was supposed to come out 2024. We're just 2 years ago, as I said. 2 years ago we made that product. Nothing. Nothing but a bunch of hype. I'm used to this. I've been in the business for 15 years. I've seen this so many times, it's not even funny. Somebody will come behind us, claim to be to make our products, and then what'll happen is they will turn around and they will end up, they will end up, well, I'm sorry, looking at this text. Oh yeah, we can do that. We got something coming up pretty soon. We kind of talked about it on one of our Facebook channels about something we're working on next. So yeah, we got a request for something. But anyway, as I said before, yeah, nothing at all. And this is a product, mind you. These are the products that people thought was going to take out our screen. This is supposed to be to take out our products. Let's look at PSP paints here. The Series C is supposed to be a screen paint that was supposed to take out any black technology. Keep in mind, I got to ask the question, which one are you talking about? We make multiple versions of black technology. Matter of fact, we got another one coming out, which is the ALD. Is it ALD? ALD. It's ALD technology. We make several different versions of it. So which one are you talking about? You say black technology. Series C was an absolute complete fail. Now, because this website is still active, we can get them. They're tracing the IP address to the website. They're tracing to his Facebook, any social media channels. They're doing a trace now because we want to get him in court. So, bottom line, the reason why, because he made statements on his site that are not real. We're challenging his company in court that his items don't do exactly as he said. That's what he's being challenged on. There's a number of things. So basically, this is supposed to be the Series C. Like I said, abandoned site, hasn't had any activity, no update pictures. Same pictures in here before, nothing has changed. And this is a product that's supposed to have like a thin light coating, but covers only up to 120 inch screen. This is supposed to be a black paint. Mind you, we've seen demonstrations. We have demonstrations logged in our account of the Series C failing multiple times, as in not even being able to produce the color black itself because it had issues. What he's being challenged in court, this right here. So here he states that the approximate gain on this product is a 0.8 to 0.85. There is no 0.85 gain. You know how high your gain would have to be? This is supposed to be something called gain range, which is supposed to be can vary slightly based upon application technique, which means he's saying that how you paint your screen could change the gain of your screen. That is the most craziest thing I've ever heard of my entire life. But hey, if he believes in it, I'm willing to challenge him in court to see if it does happen. And since we've been requesting multiple times, asking him to show this, we haven't gotten anything from him. Mind, this is an individual who has returned our money because he hasn't been able to back up anything we've asked. One of the bigger ones is basically removing 9 states out of America, U.S., United States, removing 9 states out of U.S. or United States to keep us from buying the product. Even our state was removed, and a couple others were removed because he can't send the product because the product doesn't work at all. It's a fraudulent fake product. But we can get him in court because of this. This is what we can go. We take him to court. We're challenging him on this sentence right here. He claimed that the product had a high gain. And he claimed 2, which means 8.8 to 85. He's claiming the screen has 2 gains on it. And he says can change slight based upon technique. That's what he's being challenged on. This is what we consider to be a scam. You can't do this. This is virtually impossible. So yeah, we can take you to court. We can challenge you on something on your site. And that's what he's being challenged on right here. Now, if he took down the site, he's still going to get hit with it. Because it shows that the site has been up for quite a while. And at the end of the day, he has anyone, this is an active shopping cart. This isn't a shopping cart that's locked. This is an actual active shopping cart. So somebody were to click on this and think they were getting all this, what he claims it does, and it does nothing like it, they're getting ripped off. Is their money being returned? What is going on here? So you have a site right here that basically cannot back up anything it claims to do. This black paint, so-called black paint, which we know it's not black, it's gray, which I've seen, designed for long throw and short throw projectors. Note, not recommended for ultra short throw. Yeah, our stuff works on ultra short throw projectors. So that right there And again, if you don't work on short throws, you don't work on ultra short throws either, because they have the same type of lens system at the end of the day. They're really different. Same type of lens system, but yeah, you wouldn't work on the short throws either. You would have issues with that too also. I don't even know why you would have problems on the screen not being able to pick up on a, hold on for a minute. Where's my controller for this thing? There we go. I don't know why you would have a problem not being able to pick up on ultra short throw projectors. It's literally sitting right on top of the screen. This is supposed to be a product more superior than ours, but yet it couldn't even pick up on an ultra short throw projector. Not recommended for ultra short throw projectors. This site hasn't had any activity, no change in it whatsoever. None at all, period. This is the part that concerns me. He did it at nighttime, of course. He put the lights on inside, screen sitting on the ground, and all these are shut. All these blinds are shut, windows are shut right on this side. But again, like I said, what? How is that even possible? Hold on. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. I said menu. Go take me to the menu. All right. Menu. Bring me to the menu. Jeez, please. Freaking PlayStation's acting nuts. All right. So anyway, no, his screens turned out to be gray, not black. The Series C turned up to gray. What happened? It happened in a demonstration with McAfee. McAfee was doing a demonstration. He was talking about how the screen had these high contrast levels, and somehow the star field popped on in the middle of the demonstration, and the screen turned gray. So the screen technically is a gray screen. We posted it on all different types of forum sites. Even AI will recognize and tell you the screen's actually gray. The Series C screen had all types of issues. It came up bloody. It came up spotty. There was a roll-down application. Matter of fact, there was a demonstration on here showing you how to paint the screen. That was removed because in the demonstration, you can clearly see where he went in and edited the video to turn the screen dark. That was basically shown in the video. And because of that, I don't know if he realized it now or realized it later, but he did remove the entire video altogether, showing you how to paint down the screen. The screen had all different types of problems. It was getting off a shine. That would explain why it doesn't work with ultra short throw projectors, because it was giving up the shine. And the gain he has on these screens is unreal. There is no way in the world. I have posted this stuff to forum sites, and they have sat there and sent me back laugh emojis and said, "Come on, man, stop clowning us. Stop playing these games at the end of the day." I said, "No, this is an actual website that makes claims that its gains are literally this high." And they went on this site, they came back and said, "This guy has lost his marbles." Look at this. We have here a 0.80 to 0.85. It literally has the same gain as one of the darker screens. 0.80. Who the freak has a 0.80 to 0.85? This is two different gains on the screen. Can change like based upon application technique. Click here before you start. So if the person clicks there, you can't, there's no video, there's nothing on here talking about this. Is a roll up, basically information, roll on. There's nothing here stating gain range. Nothing here at all. Nothing. Everybody's been through this on ABS forums. They've been through this mess. Because they thought I was joking when I posted this, like, hey, I got a screen that has a point, like, yeah, right, you're a liar. There's no way in the world. Here's an application right here on how to paint the screen. Carefully move the formula around the screen to ensure that the screen is fully covered with the formula. Once the material is spread across the screen, that would be called painting the screen, by the way. Start on either side of the screen, applying pressure on a roller either left to right or bottom to top. That doesn't even make any sense. What did you just say? Just paint the screen, or the screen is a full line, or it's top the screen in one full line. Moving to the next line. Why do they have all this on here? Besides where your previous row ended, repeat across the screen until you have a good, even distribution of the formula on the screen. You know, just say paint the screen up and down. All this dumb nonsense you put in, this confuses me at the end of the day, and I paint screens. I posted the ingredients. I posted the the application, how to apply the screen, and they came back crying like, what, really? Just it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That's why your company didn't do well. This is why it failed. Let's see. Let's see. Finish start on either side of the screen. Repeat above, but half over each previous roll. Let me get this straight. So I'm supposed to remember each previous roll I hit a screen with. Yeah, it would have took me, my buddy, forever to code that one in. That's just nonsense. Previous roll, allowing the weight of the roller, no pressure, to go across the screen. Majority of most people painting the screen doesn't know the difference between a light roll and a heavy roll. They don't know. They just put the roll to the screen and paint over it. That's what they're doing. If you had to read through all this to paint a wall or anything in your living room or dining room, you wouldn't even go near it because you'd be terrified. You'd mess it up. Oh, this is the most insane thing I've ever heard. Carefully move formula. Okay, I'm gonna read it from here. Carefully move the formula around the screen to ensure that the screen is fully covered with the formula. Wouldn't that be painting the screen? That would be painting the screen. So if you're moving the paint all over your screen, that doesn't make any sense. Once you have the material spread across the screen, start on either side of your screen. But if you're basically carefully move the formula around the screen to ensure the screen is fully covered with the formula, would that not be painting the screen? That's like somebody saying, hey, if you want to paint that wall over there, this is what you do. You take the paint out and you make sure you cover the entire wall with the paint. That would be painting the wall, but that's not painting the wall yet, or the surface. Once you have the material spread across the screen, start on either side of your screen. I think you would have accomplished that if you painted it in the first time. On either side of your screen, apply pressure roller either left to right. Why do you have apply pressure roller? You would have to put pressure on the roller regardless. When you hit the surface, you're going to be applying pressure either way. To left to right or bottom to top of the screen, and one full line in one full line. Moving the next line beside either where your previous row ended. See, that just sounds like IKEA furniture right there. Repeat across the screen until you have a good even distribution of the formula of the screen. That is the most confusing thing I've ever read in my entire life on literally painting the screen. To finish starting, we're not done yet. To finish starting on either side of the screen, repeat the above but half over each previous roll, allowing only the weight of the roller, no pressure. And no one's going to figure that out. To go across and back, up and down to smooth and potentially roll lines. Potential roll lines. That's called streaking. That's when a screen gets streaked. Potential roll lines is when a screen gets streaked. So pretty much all these instructions are basically because the paint streaks. The paint's very thin and it streaks, which I saw in the demonstration. The paint was streaking like crazy. And whatever he had in there wasn't mixing too well. So there's nothing there. And at the bottom here, we have here basically about remember to allow each coat to completely dry to the touch before applying the next coat. So you're putting multiple coats on this. So you got to wait for each coat to dry. How many coats are we putting on here? Does it even say how many coats? It says remember to allow each coat to completely dry to the touch before applying the next coat. So basically, you're not telling people how many coats are required in order to paint the screen. And then you have cleaning. Spills can be cleaned up easy with a dry or wet cloth. So basically here we don't have so much stuff missing. But as you can see, we're at the bottom of the page. And at the bottom of the page, there is no, there's nothing on the gain range at all, period. So basically, the specifications are phony baloney. There is no, nothing here basically about the product itself at all, period. About the gain range application, which we're going to challenge him in court. What's he got here for contact us? We've been there already. We contacted him multiple times. He didn't respond back. I used to have him on a YouTube video of us reaching out to him, and he didn't respond back at all, period. So that's that. All right. So as we can see, the site's fraudulent. He hasn't had any activity on the site. I think in 2 years, there's no activity on the site. This is an abandoned site right here. Usually the owner has too much pride, which he does. He has a lot of pride. Too much pride on basically wanting to take down the site. Because if he takes down the site, it's going to look like he basically failed. It did fail. It's not working. It's not working. Let me see. Let me go over to... I like to back up what I say on my videos. www. Let me see. Let me see. Period. Where's the one that says info? We have an info page. Let me go over here and tweet this a little bit. Sure. Info. There it is, right there. This is our other website. We didn't ask you for all that. I just asked you to grab my site. That's all I asked you to do. Doing too much. Why do we have this? Half and half here. AI, you do too much. Alright, this right here is our other website. This website has all types of information. One of the famous sites is called the Blacklist. If you end up on here, you're screwed. Because this thing goes everywhere. So basically, we started off with being knockoff projectors that we didn't approve of. Projectors we found out were first scams. And then these guys end up popping on here because they were literally doing so much dumb stuff at the end of the day, we had to post it on this site. AI picks up on this quite frankly all the time. Next video, when I told you at the end that Jamie at the end of the day is being hunted, he's got all kinds of... Now, we're not the only ones who hit him. It's right there stated. There's several agencies after him. And we'll show you. I told you the guy has a lot of problems right now. His site is recognized as a scam. There's so many people who file complaints against Fernando's paints. It's not even funny. We weren't the only ones that found out these paints were phony. Let's go over here. So this right here is, let me see. This is his stuff. Oh, no, easy. We have, this is his stuff. We have over here, let me see. We can find it easy. Right through here. We have to go through here. Go back here. Let me see. Give me Google. Cause that thing's everywhere. Give me Google. Give me cancellations. For me first time. Cancellations. Let me see. There we go. PARTAY AV's cancellations. This is all over the internet on this one. AV cancellation. So these are cancellations we got from Danny. Well, we've forgotten items. And mind you, I have recorded this site way back before he had that on there. Before he had the PSP and he had that goopity-goo nonsense on there. This right here is off my account. This is off my Hotmail account. On my Hotmail account, you will see right here where we have Partay's refunds at $170 money transferred back to our account. We paid $160 for his screen paint, and he returned everything back to our accounts because again, he couldn't back the product up. Mind you, his product is $60, $60, and turn around and he had to go in and he had to put that money back in our banking accounts because he couldn't back up his product. Refund for $160, another refund for $160. Right there from PayPal Services, right there. That happened in 2022. To Kenneth Bird, Immerse 4K Cinema at Outlook.com. Let me see this one for a minute. That was the site I went to? Let me see it for a minute. Let me go over to my email here. I'm going to sign out of this just for a minute. I got something to talk about too. I want to get this done. Let me see. I'm going to sign out. Hotmail. Oh, is that Immerse? Can't remember which site it was on. Email was on. No, that's not the one I'm going to go to. Nope, I'm going nowhere either. It's not either. Where's it at? Here it is. Let's bring up my old account. I wonder if I have it, or do I have it on here? Oh, I just saw you pop up. I saw you on there. Just saw you pop up on there. Come on, you gotta finish the whole thing. You gotta finish the whole thing. I want to keep that on there. Yeah, we're getting it right now. I gotta come on here and talk about this other nonsense too. On his well, you asking a lot, ain't you? What you asking for? What in the world are we asking for now? We don't have security pins on here. This is an old account, doesn't have security pins. You are doing way too much. Yeah, this account doesn't have a security pin on it. It's an old account. They don't have security pin. Insert. Wow, we're doing this kind of nonsense now? This is just doing too much now. Come on now. Put in what we asked for. This is some bull crap you got to go through now with Hotmail. That they want you to put in fingerprints. We're not doing no fingerprints. That does not happen at the end of the day. No one's doing fingerprints. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Now we got to do face or fingerprints. See, this is what I don't like about this technology now today. That if you want to get access, I can override this and get in here. That's not a problem. But if you want to get access to your emails now, you have to put in, insert your some kind of security ports, or they want you to have some type of we're not doing that. We could have used my password. You were going through my password and doing it that way. We're not going through that bull crap. There's no way in the world I'm sticking my face in there. All that voice recognition software to get access in and all that stuff, no. You hit the right things, you can get right into your account. You don't have to. You can bypass all that easily. They want you now. They want you to do fingerprints and all that stuff to put your face in there for everything. No, we're not doing that. Heck no. know we got a lot of stuff on everybody on this account. Here it is right here. Everything we do, we back up. Everything we do. Everything I say out of my mouth, I back up. Because I told you, at the end of the day, you can't back this stuff up, you're going to go to jail. You know, people can get you in a lot of stuff. This is from PayPal. This is from PayPal. You have received a refund from PARTAY AV. Right here. Let me blow this out for you. See it for yourself. There we go. And put my keyboard over here so I don't end up hitting that, causing any problems for me at the end of the day. So right here, this is a Hello Kenneth. This right here, PARTAY AV has issued a refund of $160 refund. This money has been refunded to your PayPal account. $160. There's my receipt, what I purchased right there. This money was put back into my account. I got dozens of these right here. We got our money back from this guy. He even lost a case against us. He lost PayPal complaints against us. All types of stuff we have on PARTAY at the end of the day. He couldn't uphold his business. He could not sell his product. Another refund we received from him. That came from PayPal. There's another refund that came from him. There's another refund that came from him. Yeah, all types of stuff, man. I got records on just about everybody you could possibly think of and accounts on flash drives. All types of stuff. When my accounts go down here, I got flash drives that got all our information on it. I'm backed up on so many levels, it's not even funny. There's another one right here. Another one from PayPal. Another receipt showing we've got $160. So keep in mind, the product he has now is $60. We paid twice the amount for that product, and he still couldn't give us the product because the product doesn't work. He doesn't want the product in our possession because it doesn't work. This is the reason why I told you at the end of the day, these people, then they can't back their products up. Now, if Rogers ever wants to take me to court saying, hey, I never returned his money, buddy, that's a short lawsuit in the day. A short trial, you will lose that one easily. I got stuff on you for days, man, for days. On everything you could possibly think of. I keep a track record on everything. His website, 1 under. Completely 1 under. He hasn't had any activity on that site in freaking 2 years. As you can see, he's still talking about FLE technology, something we don't even make anymore. And this is a guy who copied everything we did, as you can see on the site. Over here, getting back to Crow's website is not even operational. Crow left his website not because he was moving on to bigger and better things, because he was committing mass fraud on his site, and that's why he lost his site. Clearly stated here by AI that talks about problems that Crow was having. People were having problems with Jamie to begin with on his website. There were all types of problems. It's no longer operational, and the business has failed. All right, so we're out of time here. I'm going to keep this short and sweet at 60 minutes. We're going to come back in here. We're going to explain why Jamie's business failed and who is Jamie really? Who is Jamie? Who's Jamie Fernando really? AI talks about Jamie a lot because we're not the only ones who think about Jamie. There were a lot of people that were upset with Fernando, what he did to them. Mind you, that's before this man got caught matching house paint. If you bought this product and you have painted this on your wall, this is the same guy who told you this product was supposed to be the best of the best, and don't buy anybody else's product, buy my product, and this, that, and the other. Hyped you up to think you believe you're going to have this amazing product, and then you turn around and you see in a YouTube video of this guy matching house paint. How would that make you feel? That would make you extremely upset because you invested time and money into this product and ended up matching house paint right in the middle of a demonstration on YouTube. That's messed up. And that's why a lot of people file complaints against him. So I'm going to show you what AI Overview says about this guy at the end of the day. Let me see. Also, too, I'm going to go in here real quick. This brings up my website. So I have a bunch of websites. That's why. Brings up my website, Black versus Black, Marketplace, all that stuff like that. My site's operational. That's why. My site's operational. My third website. You couldn't maintain one website, and I've got 3 of them. I got a third one being built. You couldn't maintain one of them. Yeah, because he didn't even know how to basically go in and submit for domain applications, domain maintenance, all that stuff. There's so much stuff that was wrong on that site. It wasn't even funny how bad it was. You have to keep those sites constantly updated. Websites require constant update. A lot of people don't realize, some people don't realize that when you get a website, you're going to think that all you have to do is go in, set it up, and you're done. Oh, no, no, no. You're going to do constant update, constant maintenance on your website all the time. You have to do this. We got a new motorized projection screen design too. On top of that, I got a couple of stores. I'm gonna be going in and hooking up these screens. I think most of them are shocked when they find out it comes with the projector, because they think they gotta buy the projector. Like, no, no, we get the projector. The projector comes with the whole setup. All right, let me go over and let me get this done. I got some things I gotta do, but I come back on here. We're gonna talk about who Fernando really is and how AI oversees him at the end of the day. All right, with that being said, gotta go.